Dear students of HSC class, I hope you are well. Today we will learn how to write a report. What is a report? You will say report is just information of anything. Okay, report may be an information, simple information, or an investigation, or a special situation, or anything of a particular place or a particular person. There are numerous kinds of reports. You are often asked a special type of report in your examination where to see what type of information you need and what kind of questions are often said in your exam halls. There are some questions, and the title I have given here you see is report writing, news report writing. That is, you are often asked for news report. Some sample questions are here. See, number one. Suppose you are a reporter of an English daily. Now write a report for your newspaper on food adulteration and its damning consequences. Question number two. You are a staff reporter of a national daily, the Bhorer Kagos. You are advised to make a report on the increasing number of road accidents in your district. Number three, think that you are a local reporter of the Daily Star. Recently, your college has arranged the prize giving ceremony in the college compound. Now write a report of about 120 to 150 words on it. Give a title to your report. So these are sample questions, and these sample questions are said in the last year, for the HSC students. So what do we see here? We see all the reports which have been asked for writing are of newspaper. They are reports for newspaper. So, especially you are asked for reports on newspaper. You know, our former Honorable Home Minister, Advocate Shahara Khatun has died. And today you have so much news about her. You have seen in television, in Facebook, and in internet, in online report. Now we see paying due homage to her, paying due respect to her, what a newspaper has said. President PM Pandol, former Home Minister Shahara Khatun no more. Published Friday 10 July 220 at 12:30 am. Observer Online Report. This is an online report. Although this is a newspaper report, it is online newspaper report. You see, you have to see these things very vividly. This is our dear Shahara Khatun, and what does the report say? Awami League Presidium member and former Home Minister Advocate Shahara Khatun has passed away at a local hospital in Bangkok. She was 77. Shahara Khatun breathed her last around 12:25 local time at Bumrungrad International Hospital in the high capital. She was flown there by an air ambulance on July 6. Shahra Khatun was admitted to the United Hospital on June 2 with fever and some old age complications. Before going to Thailand, she had been undergone treatment at the intensive care unit of the hospital. Advocate Shahra Khatun elected MP thrice from Dhaka 18 constituency. Meanwhile, President Abdul Hamid and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina have expressed their deep shock at the death of Shahra Khatun. In separate condolence messages, both the President and Prime Minister have prayed for salvation of the departed soul and expressed sympathy to the bereaved family members. In her message of condolence, the Prime Minister said, Shahra Khatun, a soldier of Bangabandhu's ideals, worked all her life for people's rights and in establishing democracy. She also said, I have lost a trusted co-fighter. UNB adds, Awaमी League Presidium member Sheikh Fazlul Karim Salim, Finance Minister ASM Mustafa Kamal, Home Minister Ashaduজ্জামান Khan Kamal, Dhaka South City Corporation Mayor Sheikh Fazle Nur Tapush also expressed deep shock at the death of Advocate Shahra Khatun. The country has lost an honest, efficient and skilled leader, said the Finance Minister, adding that she always stood beside Awami League leaders and activists and provided legal assistance. Meanwhile, Foreign Minister, Commerce Minister, LGRD Minister, Fisheries and Livestock Minister, Expatriates, Welfare and Overseas Employment Minister, Information Minister, Food Minister, Railway Minister, Land Minister, Public Administration Minister, Coordinator and spokesperson of the ruling party-led 14 party Amir Hussain Amu, Agriculture Minister, Water Resource Minister, uh, Agriculture Minister among others also expressed deep shock at the demise of Awami League politician. So this was the report published in an online newspaper. I have read out. You have seen. So, dear students, I hope you have marked here so many things and which will be seen later on again to see different elements of a report. Now, uh, uh, we should see a thing in a newspaper that is news article format. Often we see news and news articles in newspapers. So, what are the ingredients or the main parts of the news article? I say there are especially a headline, byline. What is headline? Headline, this is a short attention getting statement about the event. Byline, this tells who wrote the story. Then there is the body. In the body, we see the lead paragraph and the content, main content, and thereafter we may have in an article, news article, an explanation of something of the news which it has published, and there may also be additional information there. So all these things will be found in a newspaper article. Understand? There is a little difference between headline and the title of a newspaper. we should know actually what is title, what is headline. Headline, you see, although totally not the same, these terms have been loosely used and associated with each other. That is, when we say about title, headlines come in our mind, and when headlines are pronounced, titles come in mind. They are often associated with each other. But there is obviously some difference between them. Headlines are commonly used in news. Headlines are actually commonly used in newspapers or broadcast reports. It is straightforward and precise and doesn't leave room for more questions, as it is a brief general statement given to a news article or report or story. That is, certain qualities are here. This is straightforward. Headlines are straightforward. That is, what we want to say are expressed in the headline. It is at the same time precise, that is short in size, it is summarized, and there is no further questions about the subject, what the speaker is going to say. So these are the general things of a headline. On the other hand, titles are mainly used in feature magazines or in articles. Okay, titles for articles don't necessarily need to give the entire information immediately, similar to a headline. So you may not find the information or the content of an article in the title. Title is not bound to express the summarized form of the article. It may not happen, but in a headline it must happen. Feature stories and other creative writing pieces commonly use titles. So, in feature stories and in creative writings, we actually see title. And titles are also used in other forms of uh, writing, like thesis paper, thesis writing, or something like that. Okay, but when we are going to give a headline of a news, we are to maintain the things stated above in number one. Okay, thereafter we see some paper cards. Here you see paper cards, and we will see the headlines. This is from Charlotte Observer. You see in this paper card. See the headline. Thereafter, we will analyze the headlines. And we should keep in mind that headlines are the most important thing of a news, as it has certain qualities, and on the characteristics of headlines, readers may take decision whether he should read a news or not. So, headline is very, very important of a newspaper. Shuttle explodes, kills all seven abroad. Okay, this is headline. Shuttle explodes. You know about the shuttle, and you have read it about uh, 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 in your first paper, English first paper. You have already gone through this article, and uh, this is a news of that time. Shuttle explodes, kills all, seven abroad. Okay, thereafter, see another headline: Landy baby found dead near home. The headline is Landy baby found dead near home. Okay, so actually, Landy baby is found dead near home. Next, Lincoln shot. Lincoln shot. This is a news published long ago, and you see the newspaper then um, which published this news a long time ago. Lincoln shot. That is, Lincoln is shot. Okay. Condition considered hopeless. Condition is considered hopeless. Okay. Then go to another title. This is taken from the present situation. It is about coronavirus. Cases exceed 1 lakh, but low fatality ratio offers hope. This is published in Hindustan Times. Newspaper is Hindustan Times, and the title of the news is Cases exceed 1 lakh, but low fatality ratio offers hope. So this is also a title of a news. So we have seen various titles, and the first one, shuttle explodes to the uh, title cases exceed 1 lakh. So what do we see about the titles? We see, firstly, we have to notice the functions of a headline. What are these headlines doing to us? What are their characteristics and what works do they do? Now, see, number one, they draw attention. The headlines are in such a way published that they must draw the attention of the readers. Summarizes a story. A headline summarizes a story. The whole story should be reflected through the headline. It sets the mood of the story. The mood may be grim, may be jolly, may be happy, maybe of grief. So this mood also comes in the title. Next, it expresses the tone of the publication. The tone, sarcastic tone, or straightforward tone, or bold voice. Okay, such types of tone will be reflected through the headline. It helps the reader to get the specific news. The readers will get an intimation that he will going to read a thing of that type. That is, it is a particular subject and it is represented before the reader as a specific news. The reader uh, starts reading the story or reading the news as soon as he is attracted with the headline. Okay, so these are the functions of a title: drawing attention, summarizing story, setting the mood and tone, expressing the tone of the news, and bringing about the specific subject the reader uh, may be interested in it. So these are the functions of a headline. Then we should know how to write an effective news headline. Uh, what should we do to write an effective news headline? Number one, be accurate. We should write to the point and we should be accurate. Number two, keep it short. That is, our title must be precise. Number three, fill the space. It means that we should not leave the column vacant or white space. There should not be any white space or blank space there. If there is a space uh, on the headline, we should not keep it in that way. We should rather use more words. But at the same time, we have to uh, remember one thing, that is, newspapers often want to save space. That is why titles need to be precise or short. This is very common thing. Number four, don't repeat the lead. Okay, the words or the uh, title should not be repeated. What we will find in the content should not be mentioned as the headline, or what is said in the headline should not be repeated in the content. Number five, be direct. We should be straightforward. We should write the title, uh, write the headline very direct. There should not be any ambiguity or indirectness or something that is not expressed the, that is expressed in different way. We should anyway be straightforward. Use present tense and active verb. Although the happenings or incidents are past, eh, if they are near past, we should use present tense. This is the common rule. When we find present tense and active verb, we think that this is a very recent happening. Avoid words which may create any confusion. We should not use any word or any phrase or anything that may create any confusion. Uh, Rather, we should use those words which be straightforward. Number eight, make your headline appropriate to the story. This is a must. It should not be inappropriate or incorrect, something like that. Number nine, know where to capitalize. We know how to capitalize. We have uh, known this in while writing paragraphs. And in newspapers, usually different types of headlines, all the all the letters may be capitalized, but usually the initial letters are capitalized, initial letters, and if possible, the initial letters of all words except preposition, conjunction, article. Okay, we know this. Okay, another thing is always present tense and active voice should be used. That is not so. Sometimes passive voice are also used, and we have already seen in the title. Suppose in the news, Lincoln shot. Lincoln is shot. This is the thing. So this is in the passive voice. Condition considered. This is not active. Condition is considered hopeless. Okay, so this is not the only rule to use, but usually we use present tense and usually we try to use active voice if possible. Okay, dear students, we have uh, known how to write an effective news headlines. Thereafter, see another thing, some grammar rules for news headline writing. There are certain grammar rules. Okay, we should see this. Use present simple tense for past events. We have already known this. Thereafter, leave out auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs are usually excluded here, as we have already seen. Lincoln was shot. Uh, we did not say so. Shot. Lincoln shot dead. In this way, was avoided or is was avoided. Okay. Number three, use infinitives for future events. When we are using a headline, in the headline we will exclude shall, will, etc. Rather, we should use an infinitive there. Leave out articles a and the. These are unnecessary. Actually, you have already seen in the first news when this was seen in the death news of uh, our uh, former Home Minister, President PM Kondor. Actually, the President and the PM Kondor. Here, the article has been avoided. In this way, articles are usually avoided. Okay. Thereafter, leave out to be. That is or uh, are avoided. Uh, Suppose you are writing a title, namely Coronavirus is spreading. Coronavirus is spreading. In title, you will write Coronavirus spreading. Understand? You will exclude or deduct uh, is. In this way, we should leave out to be, to say. Suppose you have used a quotation headline in a headline. Suppose Mr. Donald Trump of USA says uh, uh, any any attack any attack may be retorted. Any attack may be retorted. So in the headline, we will not mention Donald Trump says. Okay, we will avoid Donald Trump says. Rather, we will quote only the thing content. Uh, any attack may be retorted, and any attack be retorted. We will also exclude may. In this way, it should be precise, and we will leave to say. Understand? But in the content, in the paragraph, in the story, they may be used, no problem, and they are usually used in the content. You see in the content of the death news of our former Home Minister, you see such news. The country has lost an honest, efficient, and skilled leader, said the finance minister. Okay, so saying is mentioned here, said the finance minister. It is in the content. But if it was the title, then this portion would be excluded. It would not be mentioned here. In this way, we are to exclude those things. Uh, Another thing, replace conjunction with punctuation. Uh, Conjunction with punctuation. Uh, okay, this should have an interpretation. Sometimes in headlines, there may be any subject, compound subject or compound object. Suppose Donald Trump and Sheikh Hasina have agreed. We want to say this. Donald Trump and Sheikh Hasina have agreed. So there is a conjunction and we should use a punctuation, especially comma, instead of and. Donald Trump, comma, Sheikh Hasina agreed. Okay, in this way we can save space. Uh, this is indicated here. And in 8, use figure for numbers. When we say about date or any news uh, and we want to express the numbers of death or casualties or something like that, we should we should not mention the spelling out numbers. Rather, we should say only figures. Suppose 77 death. So we should not uh, write spelling 77. Rather, we should only use the figure 77. That is 7 and 7 side by side. This is the common thing in uh, title writing. If it is not clear, see here, you will get this. Uh, Shuttle explodes, kills all 7 abroad. 7, that is you find in figure, not in number. Okay, dear students. In this way, we have to notice and maintain these things. Uh, use figures for numbers. You have understood, I hope. Now, we should see some examples of headlines, incorrect and correct. I have mentioned this here. Suppose 30 men were killed in a road accident. It could be the headline of a news report. 30 men were killed in a road accident. Uh, the correct form would be road accident kills 30. I repeat, road accident kills 30 or 30 killed in road accident. The same thing. 30 killed, that is 30 people are killed or have been killed or were killed in road accident. Understand? So you may write in any of these two forms. Okay. Then another title, Mr. Gandhi has been shot dead. Mr. Gandhi has been shot dead. This is not the correct form in the headline. Rather, Gandhi shot dead. Gandhi shot dead. So I have excluded Mr. This is unnecessary. Everybody knows Gandhi and they have respect for Gandhi. So there should not be Mr. or Mrs. in the headline. Has been these auxiliaries have been excluded here. Only short date have been written here. So Gandhi short date. Okay. Then problem is very acute in the USA. This is incorrect for a headline. You should not write in this way. Rather write virus acute in USA. You see, virus problem. Virus, we know virus is a problem. So mention of problem is unnecessary. We should only say virus. And is being a be verb, it should be excluded. This is unnecessary. And very acute, this will be seen in the content. So virus acute, this is proper. And you know, in their preposition and article, they should not be mentioned here. Rather, we should mention only the name of the country, USA. So the short form of this expression is virus acute in USA. This is just proper headline for a newspaper. Virus is spreading fast. This is incorrect. Virus is spreading fast. Here auxiliary verb has been excluded. In this way, we can make our titles precise, correct, and very attractive. Okay. Now we should see certain other things uh, for a news report. Besides titles, we should see other things. That is, we know where to write a story or where to describe an incident. And while doing this, we should see or maintain some other things. That is, no personal emotion should be exposed. Reporter should be dispassionate. This is very, very important. You should not be passionate or overwhelming with emotion when you are a reporter. You should not show any your own or personal emotion in any sentence in the content. You cannot say, "Oh, what a terrible death." Rather, you may say, "It is a very terrible death." Okay, this is assertive sentence and this is exclamatory sentence. In exclamatory sentence, you can show your emotion, but in assertive sentence, you are just a dispassionate person. You have mentioned the death, what type of death. This is a very terrible death. Okay, you should express in this way. You cannot say the culprit should be killed in red lines you see. The culprit should be killed. You cannot say. Uh, 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 this cannot be written in a report. You cannot say certain people culprit without having proper judgment. Okay, you should not be overreactive. You should not react in this way. This will reflect your personal emotion. Rather, you should be the neutral one, neutral personality. Okay. We should send our police force to help the farmers because they never help the poor people. You cannot write this type of sentence or such kinds of expressions. Okay, you cannot say that police force should be sent to farmers because they never help the poor people or any illogical or unacceptable statement. This may express your own feeling, your strong feeling. You are angry with police force at present for any occasion. You may be overwhelmed with emotion, but you cannot react in this way, seeing any news or any views. Okay, this type statement cannot be written in a newspaper. Okay, dear students. Now another thing, introduction of the reporter and date. You have to know certain things regarding this. If staff reporter name is not necessary, you may only mention your name in the title, or you may say staff reporter. Suppose staff reporter Karamot Biplab from Rajshahi. This is not proper. Rather, you say staff reporter from Rajshahi. That is smart and that is appropriate. Or Karamot Biplab from Rajshahi. That is also appropriate. Okay. In this way, you can write about name of the reporter. Another thing is, as date is published in a particular place of a newspaper, it is mentioned it must be brief, occupying a little space. Uh, there should not be a separate line for this. It is unnecessary to mention this with the reporter. Okay, when we mention the name of a reporter and mention the place or the newspaper, we also mention the date. Uh, This date may not be mentioned as there is a place, a special place in a newspaper of the date. But sometimes this is necessary, so it depends on your wish. But you should use this date in the same line to save your space. This is proper, but in online newspapers, this may be different. As in online newspaper, there is no lack of space. There are so much space in the internet and in online newspaper. So this may be different in online newspaper, but in the printed newspaper, which you get in your hand, in that newspaper, the date should not have another line. Rather, it should maybe mentioned in the headline with the reporter. Staff reporter from Rajshahi, 15 August uh, 2020. So it will be proper in a headline. After headline, you will write staff reporter from Rajshahi, 15 August. Okay, this is proper. The time only 15 August. No necessity of 2020. Okay, in this way you can make the place and time mentioning in this way. This will be smart mentioning. Okay, dear students, you have to know certain other things, especially about source of information. In your newspaper, you have to uh, make your news believable, credible, and quite understandable. And to make this, you have to uh, notice certain things and you have to maintain certain things. Firstly, for a report writing, the reporter must be present on the spot or visit the site as soon as he gets any cue. This is necessary if the reporter is not present on the spot. The report will be or maybe a fake report. This is not the proper way. You should know well of the situation. So you must know the situation well. I am speaking this for a genuine reporter. He should apprehend the significance of the incident. So the incident should be apprehended. The significance of the incident or importance of the incident should be apprehended by the reporter. He should also know the probable reaction of the readers and the people of that particular spot. You have seen in the death news of our former Home Minister the reactions of certain people. They have been expressed there, and the reaction of Prime Minister and the President have been expressed at the very initial of the headline, knowing the significance of their reaction. Then he should ask different types of people concerning the incident. So there may be mention of different people expressing their views or opinions or what they have seen being eyewitness. So there should not be any incident that may be fake or unreal. It should be credible and the and there should be different people involved with the incident. He should quote the speech of the speaker where necessary. So there should be some quotes or quotation in the newspaper, and direct quotation is considered to be the best, as the writer or speaker may distort the tone of the speech or the very spirit of the speech. But when he mentions uh, their speech direct, readers are confirmed that this is actually the situation the reporter is reporting, and we have, that is, the readers have judged the situation, they have considered the situation. Okay, in this way, the reporter should be conscious all these things. And in the report, you have seen, I have already mentioned the reports. You see the reaction of people at reaction of certain people, and besides the reaction, we have the life story or the biography, short biography of Shahara Khatun, and before that, uh, we see the short form of Awami League. Later, L will be used for Awami League, and you see she was 77. Here was old or omitted, no necessity of. So the brevity and the preciseness is always mentioned. We should express everything but in short form. And later on, at the end of the news, we see the extra things. We have seen the quotation, we have seen the report of UNB as this is additional things. So, all types of information should be involved in a news, and it should describe in as detail as possible. But the form is precise. So, in a precise way, he should or she should describe as much information as is possible by him or her. So, dear students, these are the things we have discussed to write uh, an effective report, and we should maintain those things and remember those things. Uh, uh, See this information again uh, so that you may maintain these things in your writing. So, thank you very much. Thank you all.